Cool. Hey guys, Dylan Grabowski here with NEO News Today. I have the pleasure of speaking with Jonathan Meiri, a council member of Barrel Protocol. How's it going?
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
Really happy to be speaking with you. So in your presentation just now, you said that you were at the last NEO DevCon in San Francisco, and that kind of like got the ball rolling for how you got onto the NEO blockchain. So can you explain your bromance with NEO?
Sure. So we were exploring various blockchains, and at the time we were kind of fully sold on Ethereum, and then one of my investors said, hey, you should probably check out NEO before you make the decision. So I kind of flew out here from Tel Aviv. And as I was checking in, the lady at the front asked me for my phone number, so I said, +972, which is the country code for Israel, and 2 meters away from me, I met our global business development manager, I think that's her title, Tamal. And it was kind of like from that point on, we got to know the extended NEO team and joined a couple of hackathons. I think we won second place in the Amsterdam hackathon. Then we had another event in Tel Aviv, where we were kind of teaching people about NEO. And kind of fast forward to where we were today, back up on stage in front of everyone, and having NGC invested in the company. So it's kind of been a very interesting process.
Awesome. Yeah, it was great to see where you started and where we are today. So let's learn a little bit about who you are and what Barrel Protocol is.
Sure. So I come from the data space. We've been for years selling massive data sets, mostly with anonymized consumer data. So there's a ton of value in alternative data. That being said, huge concern around kind of the privacy and compliance of the data. And we were spending literally tens of thousands of dollars a year on privacy and compliance. And we said, wait a minute, something is broken in the system, a lot of friction. Rather than doing the compliance process per company, why don't we do it per data set? And and kind of removing a lot of the friction and ensuring the privacy and compliance of the data. And that's kind of how we rolled into Barrel Protocol, where we wanted to build a coin where everyone that buys data with this coin is ensured that the data that they're buying is clean. That's kind of where we started, and kind of big picture, an environment that really supported big pictures. And over the course of the last year, we really focused on, okay, what are the pain points for getting consumers to participate in that economy? And a lot of it had to do with their concern around privacy and compliance on one hand, and not really understanding what is alternative data all about. So today we launched our OAuth API, which basically allows app developers to collect information from consumers, ensuring that the data is private and compliant, so no PII is ever shared, but also start delivering some of the value back to consumers. So actually pay consumers for the data that they are sharing with the app, and so yeah, that's what we're doing.
Awesome. Yeah. So it sounds like you're kind of approaching from both angles. You have the consumers that you're going to be giving them compensation for providing you with their data, but then you're also selling that data to large companies who are going to be using it.
Yep.
So what do these entities look like? The companies that are buying your data?
These are the fastest growing hedge funds in the world, the most sophisticated ride-hailing, food delivery, scooter companies. These are game developers. Really, our notion is that companies that make smart usage of data are going to win. And these are some of the most fascinating data sets out there. Because if you think about it, companies, most of the data, what we call traditional financial data, is what companies report on themselves. Usually about anything from 2 weeks to 2 months after the actual event has happened. And figuring out what is currently happening now, what kind of discounts is Lyft offering today, what kind of offers is Zomato in India providing today, and how should I as a company respond to that? That's really our sweet spot.
Yeah, absolutely. So in your presentation, you talked about hacks and mistrust as some of the reasons why you made Barrel Protocol.
Yep.
So what might some other reasons be that you wanted to do that?
So I think the way to think about personally identifiable information, which is really what you care about when it's out there. It's your social security, it's your email, it's your address. We look at it as, just like maybe you don't remember, but about 20, 30 years ago, we had leaded gasoline. This is the lead, in the gasoline. This is the stuff that really this would get people sick, this would get people hurt, this is what makes your credit card get screwed up for years. You need to remove that. And once you remove that, now you're just left with, anonymized aggregate transactions, which consumers understand. They get it. They get it that I don't want my data, but hey, just understanding what's the flow of Uber rides into San Francisco at 7 a.m., that's cool, that's fine. I'm okay to be part of that statistic. It's trend information. So helping consumers kind of cross the bridge between lack of trust in companies that buy and sell PII to getting a nickel or dime for their own data and slowly building that over time into a significant amount of money.
Right, so you're talking about nickels and dimes, so that's how me, as the person who's giving you my data to sell, that's how I'm going to be compensated. So what does that process look like, how a user can monetize their own data?
Sure, so it's very easy. You choose which data you care to share. So let's say your ride-hailing transactions or your food delivery transactions. Those get anonymized, so nobody's going to know, what's your favorite dish. But that anonymous transaction, which is only from machine to a person, so nothing interpersonal and nothing that is sent between people, that gets aggregated and shared in reports. So then you start understanding what is the market share of these ride-hailing companies, what are the driver economics, what is their discount policy, and you're participating in that alternative data marketplace and you're getting a cut.
Interesting, very, very cool. So you talked about a handful of products that you're going to have at launch. What are some of those products?
Sure, so anything that will help you save time and money by organizing. So travel is one pain point, understanding where are your miles, what are they worth, how to best use them, that's one thing. Expense management apps, so the ability to get reimbursed for your business expenses. And we're also thinking about actually launching our own email client that will kind of follow all your stream of anonymized receipts and provide you with money for it. So we're actually going to be paying anywhere between $1 million and $1.5 million to users of these various clients over the course of this year. So all you have to do is sign up, provide the OAuth access that we're looking for, and start making passive income.
Awesome. So you said that you're going to comb through user emails. So what does that process look like, and how is it connected with Spender Tracker?
Sure. So Spender Tracker actually looks only at travel emails and ride-sharing emails. So you would specify these are the emails that I'm okay sharing, and for those you would get compensated. Over time, you can actually add additional ones. You can say, look at my streaming data, or look at my anonymized credit card information. You can slowly add things, but the important thing is that the user always has to understand what data is being shared, what's its value, who's using it, and for what cause.
Absolutely. So you did a couple of hackathons in Israel.
Yep.
You've also attended a couple of hackathons on your own. You won second place at
NEO
Amsterdam.
Yes.
Okay. So what do those plans look like moving forward? Are you going to have any more hackathons? How are you going to engage the community some more?
Sure. So we are, there's a huge developer community in Tel Aviv. And we've been talking to some of the NEO leadership to come to Tel Aviv, share kind of the news, really do workshops, explain what is it all about. I think they're going to get, if the goal is to get more developers, I think it's going to be a great bang for their buck to come to Tel Aviv. And we want to spearhead that initiative. So working with Tamal, working with Dow, working with some of the other guys, we are happy to be a home for NEO away from home.
Absolutely.
And to slowly kind of cultivate that environment.
Yeah, it sounds like this is perfectly in line with the NEO Friends program that Tamar brought up the other day.
Yep. We love Tamar. I can't say it enough.
Absolutely.
She brought us into the space, and we hope to see more of her. And build these communities all over the world and create these bigger events where they all can interact. I think there's a lot to learn. And I think that talent is spread all over, and you want NEO to be spread all over.
Absolutely. So we covered a lot of great information today. Is there anything else that you want to share with the viewers?
No, it's great to be here. I encourage you guys to come to these events. If you can't come all the way to Seattle, to San Francisco, or wherever else the next NEO event is going to be, come to the hackathons, participate, contribute code if you can. I think that's a big important step. And sign up to spendertracker.com and start making money. Start getting NEOs for each transaction. It's going to be nickels and dimes initially, but over time it can grow to a significant amount, especially if you're outside of the US. Yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for taking
Thank you
the
for
time
having
to chat
me.
with us. You can find more information about the coverage and interviews we've posted on our website at neonewstoday.com. And you can also go to Twitter and YouTube and go to NEO News Today as well to find some of those interviews we've conducted. And I just want to thank you again, Jonathan, for taking the time to chat with us.
Good to be here. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Cheers.